Okay, we're back with part 2 of the Minion TCG rediscovery experience here. Today we're going to look at the Dr. D. Nelson Andrews starter deck. In the part 1 of this video series here, we looked at the heavy Hurricane Harry deck. But today, it's time for the Doctor. Let's see what all comes in here. For those of you who didn't watch the first part and are just kind of checking this one out as your first stop with Minion TCG, I won't get as in depth with the explanations that I did in the first part because you can watch that one. But basically, this is a Kickstarter that started in 2013, didn't fund, was pulled early, and the two developers of the game just sort of used $2,000 of their own money to kind of put together whatever they could, and then nothing ever came of it. It was like lost forever. Their website came down, all the links and everything were lost. It was just sort of gone until just the other day. Someone in the UK, a shop there, posted that they had a huge lot of it. I bought it. I got 100 booster packs, 6 copies of this deck, 5 copies of the heavy Hurricane Harry deck. And as far as the creator, McGinnis, who's credited here on this card, he's one of the two developers. As far as he's aware, that's everything they ever printed. If not, maybe missing one copy of one of the starter decks. There might have been 6 of each. But he thinks that's all they ever actually got done. He has no idea how it ended up at that store. That was nowhere near where they were at. But for whatever reason, that card shop has it. And now I have it. So I'm going to get it archived, put online, and saved in some capacity, because I hate to see hard work, regardless of how well the game turned out, just disappear at a time. So let's take a look at what we get in this deck. As we did with the last deck, we'll kind of show off the back of the card. Got that nice red border, minion across the top, the upside down crown that they use in a couple of other places within the cards. And we start with our Lord, Dr. D. Nelson Andrews. 9 life with 3 sort of lives, just like the Hurricane Harry had. He has an ability as well as some keywords. Again, like I mentioned in the last video, I'm not super familiar with the gameplay of this game yet. I mostly just wanted to get it archived and cataloged before I kind of dug into it. But I will get more aware of that as time goes on. So for now, this isn't so much a deck breakdown, a deck review. It's strictly an unboxing just to get this lost media kind of archived somewhere on the internet again. So here we have a Lola Cool Rider. This was in our last deck as well. Daredevil Ascent. This is a new one. This wasn't in the other deck. Cool card. Quick Draw Milkman. Love his pose. Love the art on that guy. Playing around at Booze Motel. Common card. We see this in the other deck a couple of times, and in the one starter deck we opened. We've got Boulder Bucky. This guy looks awesome. I just really like the art style in this game. I think it's really unnatural. The tiny legs and the big bodies. The stature just looks really exaggerated, and their anatomy is really unique, and I just think it's really cool. 2 copies of Bucky. Land Crushing Gunslinger. I think he's really cool. Two of him. We have Chimney Sweep Thief. Andrea the Giant. Grandmaster Core. I like the art on this card a lot. Yeah. I think he's wearing sunglasses here, maybe. He is. That's awesome. He's got rules. 3 copies of him. Grave Snatcher. Seeing like him. Wearing a yellow, like, suit coat. And then that really creepy skull. Like, that guy looks awesome. Monster at the Sweet Tooth Bakery. I love that art style, man. The colors, the line work, it really impresses me. Bovine Rex. That's awesome. Salt Sea Honey Isle. It's another cool design. Bone in the Basement. We got this guy in the last deck. Oh, here we go. Slugs of the Waste. They look awesome. 2 copies of them. The Horror in the Clock Tower. Oh, and it's this girl here with like her hair billowing. The guy in front of her. Like that card looks awesome. Hypnotic Eye of the Horned Terrier. Okay. It's a neat looking card. 42. Gold Fiddler. I think this is just attack, but that's a pretty big attack. You get 3 copies of this Gold Fiddler guy. I didn't mention it in this video, but these pips here represent how many copies of a card you can have within a deck. So you don't have a strict playset limit. It's just like card power based. Oh, you get a full playset of that guy. That's cool. Silky Hands the Tricker. A Wanderer's Homecoming. This is in the last deck too. Oh, the Commissioner. This is a really unique piece of art too. Simon Muff, the Lord Maker. He wasn't in the last deck, but we got him in the 1 booster pack we opened up. Muster Miners. Candlestick Carver. Fighters Ready for a Rumble. I mentioned this in the part 1 video. I really like the anatomy of these 2 guys. This guy's like neck all bent over. Like, this is really cool. Mr. Grinsworth. I love that. 2 of him. Chol, the Eradicator of Vermin. Awesome. 3 full copies of that guy. Whole playset. Late Winter's Gift. Yeah, it's a shame this never went anywhere. McGinnis, your art is really, really unique. I like it a lot. I know you've got a couple of other artists too, but all of the McGinnis pieces specifically I really like. One Bright Day at the Port. This one here, different artist, Doroka. But still really cool. You get 2 copies of that. Ulrich the Urchin. Love that. It's so trippy. It almost reminds me of like some of the stuff that the AI art puts out these days. It's just got that like weird otherworldly anatomy to it that doesn't, like, that's so unnatural. It just looks really cool. Troll Rumble. 3 copies of that to round out the deck. Got some trolls just battling here. There are only 56 cards in the set, so it's super small. I got 100 booster packs of this game, so I wouldn't be surprised if I end up with everything, or even a playset of everything. I'm really hopeful for that. I would at least like one of everything. The goal when I'm done with this is to scan everything in, create like a Google Drive for it, where you can at least get to like a print and play, and be able to print a PDF of this that you could proxy out and play with your friends, or just have it archived somewhere online for people to look at and consume later. I think it's awesome. I just, like I said, whether or not the game is any good, that'll be determined as I try it. But I just hate to see work of any kind just lost. I've put a bunch of work into games myself. One of them, just finished its Kickstarter run, and if we just sort of like gave up on it and then it disappeared, it would make me really sad. To think that there are other people who put that same amount of work into stuff and it just fizzled out. The dream sort of died. That sucks. That makes me sad. I spoke to McGinnis. I apologize, sir, I don't remember your first name off the top of my head, but I did speak to him for a pretty long period of time about what their aspirations were with the game, where they wanted it to go, what their plans were for a second set, and how they wanted it to evolve. And it was there's clearly a lot of thought that they had put into this. He was really excited to see someone find this and to bring it up. No one's, mentioned the game to him in 10 years. So he was really shocked to see that I had the rule book, and he wrote that rule book and hadn't seen it in 10 years. He was just really blown away to get to read that again. He ended up sending it to a couple of friends to just say like, hey, wow, look at this. This came up again out of nowhere. But I'm really happy to have gotten a hold of this. I'm happy that I managed to be the one to snag the listing. I would like to, like I said, get them cataloged and then kind of released back into the world for other collectors who might want them. But for now, thanks for watching both parts of this video. If you did, if you just watched this one, thanks for being here. Either way, stay tuned. There's always more coming. There's always more games. There's always more profiles and stuff. I still have some gameplay that I have slated to happen. We'll see how that works out. But for now, stay tuned for more profiles and just kind of uncoverings of some of these lost games. Thank you. Have a good day.